Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So listen, you guys, after episode 5 of Ingane's Tembo, a lot of people are talking about that one thing that Tirelo revealed when she was having a sit down with Usneo Abo Ompilo, and they were talking about just their relationship, how they're going to move forward with their relationship now that Uvuyo is no longer around, and they're trying to build some kind of friendship with Tirelo, the siblings building a friendship with Tirelo and how they move forward. And also they were talking about Tirelo's relationship with Mpumelelo, because that is always the topic. They just don't have anything else that is interesting. If they don't talk about Mpumelelo, they're going to talk about Sneh. That's like what makes the show. Now, during the conversation, of course, Tirelo talks about how, the relationship is not really what she would like for it to be, but it's getting to a point where she really does feel unsafe. Okay. One thing that, honestly, for me, I was like, you know, was the fact that Tirelo is talking as if it's a new thing that she is now starting to feel unsafe. I feel like if I was dating somebody like Pumelelo, from like the start of the relationship, I would just be feeling unsafe. I would be like feeling like I probably just need to test every month to just be sure that I'm not HIV positive already. However, you guys, she does reveal that because she's so scared that she might get the infections, or the one, which I think really she's referring to HIV. She says she's scared that she's going to get sick. Because of that, she has started to take the pill. Okay, listen, you guys. She does not really go into details as to what that pill is, but most people assume that she was talking about a PrEP. Okay, now I feel like I was trying to think, so what other pill could she be referring to? And I was like, no, the pill that you will take so that you don't get sick is a PrEP. Okay, even though it doesn't prevent all of the infections that you can probably get from a sexual activity, but I feel like that people are reasonable to assume that she was talking about PrEP. Now, you guys, of course, most people are laughing at Tirelo to say, why would you stay in a relationship where you have to do that to make sure that you are safe? Okay. And I agree with those people. But I also think the reality of relationships is a lot of us should be taking PrEP, maybe, and we are not, because most of the time you don't know what your partner is getting up to. Okay, you have one partner, they say they only have you and you trust that information. But if we really had to be real, most people should be taking PrEP because you don't know what your partner is getting up to. Okay, so I appreciated Tirelo revealing that information, because I do feel like ever since Abantu Bamseliku came on our screens talking about Isembu and almost romanticizing Isembu, when all of us have seen polygamy growing up and see how much that is a challenge without even each HIV being as present as it is, okay? But they've come and presented this temple as this ideal arrangement for like starting families and growing families. But they have managed for 8 seasons to avoid the topic that goes hand in hand with dating and dating multiple partners or having sexual activity with more than one partner. They have managed to avoid that topic. If you have 4 wives and you are bringing the sixth, and there are girlfriends in the mix, how do you make sure that wife number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, now number 5 is safe? How do you make sure that all of them are safe? And we all know, guys, ukuthi ijazi alisetshenziswa laphayana, because when Umakwela was introduced, I kind of feel like she was introduced already pregnant, because it really didn't take long for her to be announcing that pregnancy to Umusamseleko. So you have a husband that has 4 wives. It's already risky, because even if as a wife or you behave and you only have your husband as your partner, you don't know how the others are feeling. The other wives might be feeling like, listen, okay, I don't have to wait for this strawberry to go around everybody else to come to me. I'm just going to get my thing on the side here. So how do they make sure that they are safe safe from such things. And obviously he's sleeping with the girlfriends, because here is one girlfriend that was not a partner that was announcing a pregnancy, because you don't get pregnant while using a condom. Obviously he wasn't using a condom. So, but nobody talks about that. It's like we are supposed to think that polygamy is ideal in terms of starting a family and growing a family, but nobody's talking about, then okay, fine, let's say I choose polygamy. How do I make sure that I am safe in this relationship? Okay, nobody wants to talk about that. As much as people are making fun of Tirelo, I feel like actually she's giving some people some advice here, like go take some prep, because if you don't take prep, how else are you going to make sure that you don't get HIV? Because it's not like Pamela is using the condoms, there are babies popping up, so obviously he's not. And she knows, because she says that he does not like to use it, meaning that even when he is active with her, because another thing you can do is be like, okay, fine, he is not going to use, a condom when he is being active with other people, but when he comes to see me, I'm going to make sure that I use it. And she is saying he does not like to use it, so she must be letting him not use it if she is feeling like she needs prep. Okay, I kind of feel like Tirelo is starting a conversation that abantu bamselegu have avoided for the very long time. I do want to know. I've always wanted to know. How do you make sure that they are safe? How come we are not seeing, since like Umakwela was being introduced to the family, it was an opportunity for them to introduce us to their process of making sure that they are safe. Do they go and test before somebody is active with Ubabumselek? Do they ever? Or any of them, do they ever go for an HIV test, for an example, or for a test for any kind of infection? Okay, how do they make sure that they are? Nobody wants to have that conversation. Okay, I appreciated Tirelo's honesty, because this thing of like young people wanting to get into polygamy, that's the reality that they have to face. Okay, that is the reality that they have to face, that you are not in control in your relationship, because you might have to take abo prep to just make sure that you are safe in your relationship, and prep is not going to protect you from all of the infections. You're just dealing with one when it comes to that. Okay, so her being open, of course she is a joke, but listen, a lot of people need to be doing the same thing that she is doing to make sure that they are safe. I appreciated the honesty, because it gives us another side of polygamy, instead of just people praising it and being like, oh my God, because you will hear people saying that, because you guys, don't you know it's Tembu sasemandulo. Now you guys are acting like it's Tembu intent. Yeah, it's Tembu intendala into yasemandulo, but HIV akuyona yasemandulo, but it's present now. So now with 7, 6 partners, 4 partners, 3 partners, how do you make sure that everybody is safe? Nobody wants to have a conversation. Everybody wants to have a conversation about how Istembu is a good thing to have. Everybody wants to have a conversation about how Istembu is sasemandulo ayikho that only wants one partner, but nobody wants to have a conversation about sexual health. Okay, fine. I say Istembu is good. I want to grow my family. I want to take 3 wives, but how am I going to make sure that these wives don't get sick from me sleeping around trying to get another wife now? Because nobody is using a condom. If they were, we wouldn't be seeing these babies that we are seeing. Okay, I do hope, you guys, that with Tirelo mentioning that, that is not going to be the end of the conversation when it comes to that one issue or extension. I hope that at some point, even the production company, honestly, it's irresponsible of them to be running the show for as long as they have without just having one episode when that is discussed, because you are basically giving people this picture that in polygamy, HIV doesn't exist. Sexually transmitted diseases and infections don't exist, because if you don't talk about them, it means that they don't exist. I appreciated Tirel. Of course, now because everybody is laughing at her, everybody is making those jokes about her, but it is a reality when it comes to Istem. If you are somebody that says, I want to do it too, how are you going to make sure that you're safe? How are your wives going to make sure that they are safe? They might have to take prep. You might have to take prep, okay? So it is an important part of the conversation that they really haven't been able to have on Utano Istem and also on Ingane's Istem. And honestly, you guys, I feel like without that being said on this past episode, I don't know what we would be talking about when it comes to this this past episode, because the season is boring. Okay, so honesty, Tirelo is actually keeping the show going. Okay, because she's talking about how vulnerable she's been feeling when it comes to Mpumelelo, and if it wasn't for her, what else would we be discussing as far as the show is concerned? Okay, I want to see if they do dive into that topic and talk about it some more on this show. If not on Ingane Zitembu, at least on Uthandane Zitembu, because it does not make sense for them to promote Isembu but not look at this one thing that is so important, which is how do you prevent getting sick in these settings where there are multiple partners who might possibly have more multiple partners outside of this, WhatsApp group. Okay, anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to talk about on this video. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Is there another pill that we think we are missing that Tirelo might be taking, or we are right in saying that it is PrEP that she was referring to? I hope that there is an episode where she's going to extend that topic and we're going to find out some more on how she deals with that. Okay, for now, you guys, I'm waiting for Tirelo to just one day, use her beautiful, beautiful legs, okay, and just take a one step, and another one, and out the door, okay? I cannot wait, okay? For now, we're just getting entertained by the relationship, but I do feel like that girl is intelligent enough to know that this relationship is not good for her. I know, okay? It's just a matter of time. Her heart needs to catch up with her legs, okay? And once they are in agreement, the heart and the legs are in agreement, she's going to be walking out of that relationship. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegana, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.